Hey,
Hey
everybody.
everyone, how's it going?
Hope everyone's doing well tonight.
Uh,
Let's see. Really quick, we have, let me scroll up. Caches EDC, Ground Fog, Adventure 50. Hello, everyone. Marco. We have Barbie
Welcome.
Chambers, Burkle Cerakote. We have Gonzo, Clint, Jeff. Everybody, welcome.
Welcome everybody.
Hope everyone is doing well this evening. We've had a pretty much busy weekend. So,
Oh yeah.
um, and I have been actually out of pocket due to a family situation since Saturday night after I got off the live. But of course, everything is good. And here I am. So, so yeah, if you guys message me, I know Marshall was trying to handle things from his end as well. So
Yeah.
if you guys did message me, if you didn't hear back from me, don't worry, all is good. Um, so yeah, hopefully Marshall grabbed you for me.
Yep. I think I got everything.
Yeah. And usually it's what happens when one of us has to be away for whatever reason. It's like we just have like so many things come up, and usually one of us is run around like a crazy person, but
Yep.
it is what it is.
Makes life interesting.
Yes, that it does. All right, so as usual, other than nice, we have to know what's on your plate tonight, what's on the
Yep.
menu. If you haven't eaten yet, we want to know what goodies you did have if you have already. And let's you wanted to tell them about our topic tonight.
Yeah. So tonight we wanted to talk a little bit about budget versus premium knives and price versus quality, and get an idea of what all of you think. What constitutes a budget knife? Is it the materials? Is it the price point? What constitutes a premium knife? Same thing. Is it the strictly the price range, or is it the materials and design? Anything that factors into the finished product. So we have our opinions, and we'll be sharing those, and we'd love to hear what your opinions are.
Yeah, because I do know that what some people would consider to be a budget knife, others don't think the same way. Um, and of course, everybody's idea of what budget prices are also differs as well. So, I know in my case it does. So when I think of a budget knife, I'm like $50 or less. I'm thinking budget that way. Um, but yeah, some people can be like, oh well, a budget knife can be in the $150 range and whatnot. And um, as always, we're always scouring YouTube and whatnot, watching other uh, content creators channels, and just looking at at their opinions on it and whatnot. And that's such a broad range too.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, like for me, I consider budget to be 125 and under, because for me, with the role I've played in the knife community for so long, for me, I see production knives get upwards of $2,000. And so I always include that in the spectrum.
Yeah, and see, then on my side of it, I don't consider $125 budget, because if you don't have a penny in your pocket, $125 is a lot of money.
Right.
So, it's like if I have $125 to spend and I have a bill to pay, guess what? It's going on
Right.
that bill. It ain't going on. And I would be like, no, that's way too much for a knife.
Right.
Um, but yeah. And Marshall and I have had these conversations so many times, so many times. And, it's interesting. He and I alone right now could probably hash out a couple of hours on the subject ourselves. So let's see what everyone is eating. Adventure 50 said, I made a homemade burrito. It was delicious.
I'll make me one, Adventure.
It was good. And Barbie, she said barbecue chicken breast, rice, and baked beans. And
Oh, yeah.
Barbie, I keep saying, um, I know my family's probably tired of hearing me say it, but I keep saying I'm going to make the cowboy chili. But every time I go to do it, something always comes up. So it's supposed to be really cold here tomorrow, and so I plan on making the cowboy chili tomorrow. So Barbie, expect to hear from me. So yeah, I'm excited to try it. And Juan himself said brick oven sausage pizza. That sounds good.
Oh, nice. That
Was
sounds
it
good.
DiGiorno or was it delivery? Hi, see, Jeff, Miss Barbie. Marissa keeps saying she is going to make your chili. Yes. And I was going to today, but we had a lot of things we had to do, so I didn't get around to it. And Jeff actually made a steak for us, and my mother made some homemade spaghetti. So yeah, I ate well today.
Oh,
Actually,
sounds
right
like
before the live. Yeah. So you guys are going to hear my stomach growling on this live.
it's Tuesday, so it's going to be tacos for me when this is all over.
Barbie said, "Awesome, you're going to love it." Yes, call me. Oh, I will be. Sending her pictures like, is this right? Gonzo said delivery. His pizza was delivery. Hey, it's still
Nothing
good.
wrong with that. Yep.
And Burkle said, all about the quality. To me, some things are more expensive and no one can help that. But I've seen cheap knives that are workhorse and expensive knives that don't hold up. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's something that's not addressed enough is that you can have pricey knives that the quality just isn't there, even if they use the right materials. And then
Yeah.
you can have budgets that just knock it out of the park. You know, both situations are very real.
And welcome, Colleen. Glad to see you back.
Welcome back.
And Colleen has been busy making some EDC hangs. I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah.
guys are on her Instagram or saw any of her YouTube shorts, but she's got some really cute ones. And Colleen, I know I asked you to reach out to us on Instagram and you didn't hear back from me. That's because I had a lot going on that was unexpected, but I will be reaching out to you about those. So expect to hear from me. Let's see. Ooh, Colleen, I have a bacon cheeseburger with LT and with fries. Oh, that sounds good.
All right.
But yeah, going back to what Burkrell said, it is true. I mean, that's like me being in, having been in construction. That's like M-Tech, Gerber. A lot of those knives were like total workhorses. They did what I need them to do. And, some of them I banged up and they just kept right on going. They, did absolutely what they need to do for me. And then you have some people that are, that will turn their noses up at Gerber and M-Tech and whatnot, DeWalt, stuff like that. But yeah, they absolutely, I had no issues with them. And, I know those are like super budget, but hey, they did what I needed them to do. And then, of course, you have, like Burkle's also said, the higher end knives. I've had a few of those that just couldn't do what I needed them to do. So, and it's kind of bad when you have that high end knife versus that budget knife or super budget knife. And when you go to walk out the door, you grab that super budget knife because you can depend on it.
Right.
And also, if you destroy it, you're only out $15-$20.
Well, and that's one of the arguments I've
So
always given is when you get into the more premium knives, more times than not, it takes an exceptionally more amount of effort to destroy the knife. I've always kind of factored in losing the knife on a higher end knife is more of a factor than breaking it, because of the increase in quality of materials and whatnot. So that's part of why I kind of see the budget at the 125 and less, because it gets you into some of the more tried and true and quality materials rather than keeping you in a zone where everything is economically based, without breaking the bank.
yep. Colleen said snow is coming, so days the rest of the week. Oh, she's going to be cranking out a ton of those EDC hanks.
Oh, nice. Can't wait to see them.
And Barbie is telling us that she got her stickers in today. I'm going to need some of those, Barbie.
Yep.
But yes, if any of you guys have stickers, send them our way, and we can trade with you. Send you some of ours. I call them the window stickers because they're 4x4. And Colleen is asking for a swap with Barbie. But you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying that, I think with because like how I've always gauged budget versus premium is by the spectrum of what's available. Every person's going to have a different idea of budget. So I kind of try to look at it from what's on the market, versus what your budget necessarily dictates. And that's part of why, because at the 125 price range, you can get a less premium handle material and a more premium or mid-grade steel at a lower price point. So I still kind of factor those in because there's always compromises that can be made to deliver, like Spyderco's, their Delica and Endura with the Zytel handles for the entire length of the company. They were their budget line, and they're over $100 now. And their knives go up to almost $300. So that's definitely on the more affordable end of the company. So
Yeah, for the
that's kind of
company, not for a consumer who has like
right.
a budget agenda,
No, right. And I understand that. And I don't disagree. Like you said, if you got a bill, pay it. Don't go blowing all your money on a knife that's out of reach for you. That's not going to do you any favors. That's why I'm saying I kind of look at what's available on the market. That's the spectrum of budget to quality. And so I put dividers in, like for me, mid-range goes up to $300. And then above that, you get into premium because the pickings get slimmer the higher up you go in price.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You said up to $125, that's your cap for budget?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have no money in your pocket, and you're, say, because some people do, they live paycheck to paycheck. They're paying their bills, they're doing things like that. How is $125 cap going to be your budget? You see what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people look at that and they see that it's an outrageous amount to pay for a knife. And they're actually, I've seen people do it. They actually go for the $20 knives. They go try to stay in that $20, $30 range just so they can have a decent knife. And there are knife companies out there that do actually offer good knives. I mean, Kershaw's one of them that offers, that range and whatnot.
See, I guess for me, it's a case of, budget is a spectrum, just like medium grade and premium. Just because if, say, let's look at mid-grade knives. If that's 125 up to 300, that's a big healthy spectrum. If you can't afford the $300 knife, buy it the 150 range. And so I kind of see it the same way with the budget. There's nothing saying that you can't go buy a quality knife for $40 and that it's not going to perform for you. I'm just saying that 125 is where I say budget stops and you start getting into the mid grade. So you can spend anything below that and get a good budget knife. I just include that last little bit, above 100, in the budget category, and then take the mid grade from 125 up to 300 and above 300 on up to the $2,000 as premium.
All right. None for now. Welcome back. Says, hi, guys. Been busy. Kids are crazy. Kids are always crazy. They never stop being crazy, and they never stop driving you crazy. So, and this has been your public service announcement. Let's see. Welcome back, Max.
Welcome back.
Glad to see you here as always. Barbie says, you know what, Marissa? I got you. Bando, welcome back.
Welcome back, Bando.
And Bando also says, I got that run around naked kind of money. Max says, it's a Maximus, by the way. Yep, I know it was you.
Yep.
I was like, he shortened his name. Welcome back, Caleb. And Bando says 500 and under is normal for me.
Yep.
All right. Let's Adventure 50. Lance says price and quality are two very different things. Price plus quality equals value. The lowest price is very rarely the best value.
I can agree with that.
Bando, I am looking at a 1500 plate carrier. So, and let me go back to Adventure 50. Again, where you said price and quality are two very different things. Price plus quality equals value. The lowest price is very rarely the best value. Yeah, that's true. The lowest price is very rarely the best value. But I'm talking like from my point of view as someone who doesn't have the money to spend on something that is both, the price and quality, are up there in a good range. Because that's like I said, I know some Kershaw's, and there's several other knife companies that offer like really, even Cold Steel does offer some, lower end budget knives and whatnot. And then you get into the debate of steel.
Right.
People are like, oh, D2 is the best. And it's like, but at the same time, you've got a lot of knives from from China. Like on Temu, that even some are like copycats, and whatnot. Some are not, and they have the D2, still, and you can get them for $5, $3, So, but yeah, we could go all over the map with this, but no, I do agree with you, Lance. Sometimes, like you said, the lowest price is very rarely the best value. Totally agree with you there.
And I also think it comes down to what the knife is needed for. Some tasks, the task dictates what you're going to need.
None for now says anything over $100 is a rare treat for me. I usually get a real nice one around tax time coming up. Yeah. And that's the avenue that I'm going down right now, like trying to, explain, because like I said, Marsha and I have had this conversation so many times, we couldn't even begin to count. And it also, this conversation played into the fact when we had to price our ass gear. And then again, it's the cost of materials, the cost of manufacturing, so much, goes into it for, these knives, higher end knives, to be priced the way they are. And for me, it's like, and this was like how Marshall and I were going back and forth with it. It's like, for me, I was trying to view it from the normal consumer's, point of view.
Right.
And of course, I'm glad, even though Marshall and I are a team in the company, I'm glad that we have different viewpoints, and I'm glad that we have different opinions, because it helps keep both of us, kind of grounded. And it ensures that whenever we do put a product out, then it's going to be the best, the best of the best. So, of course, it's not going to be $1,000 knife, but
Right.
but you guys know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Barbie said, Bando cut his life short just for you, awesome duo.
Oh.
Bando, we didn't know you were live. If we knew, we would have been here harassing you.
Yeah.
I kind of miss Bando's Legion of Steel. I actually giggled every time he said that, and then Barbie corrected him, and I was like, "Oh, just let him be.
Yeah.
It's cute." So yeah. All right, you want to read this one, Marshall? And I'm gonna
Yeah. So Adventure 50 says my criteria is budget is $1 to $50 affordable. 51 to 100 is high, or it's affordable, and then high is 101 to 150. Luxury is 150 to 200, and ultra luxury is 201 plus, and that's just based on price alone. Yeah, as far as price alone, I get completely where you're going with that. Me personally, I would probably shift it and, shift everything up a notch and, move the ultra luxury up to that 500 plus category, because to me there's a level below budget, and that's the kind of the junk knives, like the packy blades and some of the Chinese stuff, where you're not even sure what steel they're using in the blade. The knives come brand new out of the box with issues, and to me those are just kind of junk knives. They're more of a novelty than a tool. So when thinking about it as a tool, I think quality doesn't even really start until your high 20s, low 30s. And that's where the budget begins. So that's, again, kind of why I put the top of the budget at 125, because it gives you $100 spectrum where you're likely to have a warranty and things like that.
All right. And my opinion on Lance's comment here is, I completely agree. I do. I 110% agree. And I would also like to know what the rest of you like. What is your criteria for the budget? Because mine is basically where Lance's is. And Brown Sugar, welcome.
Welcome back, Brown Sugar.
There she is. And let's see. Oh, Bando said it was a pop-up. And Barbie, he had a pop-up live last minute. Reminds me of pop-up video from VH1. I can see Bando's live going, and then the little bubbles popping up.
Right.
Telling us a certain. Bando says, I'm special. Got to write in crayon. Oh, Marshall's back with us. I was wondering there I was like, did he freeze? Because you were like,
oh. All right.
And welcome back. Help with Gadgets.
Welcome back.
Known for now says, I think much like Adventure, but agree Ultra Luxe is around 500 to 600.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with the fact that there's, and the number of companies are only growing that are making in that price range and up, uh, they're part of the equation, even if because they're not an option for me. I can't on any level justify spending that kind of money on a production knife, but they're still out there.
Gonzo is asking help with gadgets. Metal Complex still going to be on your live? Help with gadgets says Gonzo, no sir, not that I'm aware of. I'll be as surprised as you would if he showed up on my live. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very true, Gonzo. Very true.
Yep.
People's income does definitely determine what their budget is, because we all know if we all had money to just throw away and whatnot, we'd be buying top of the line knives left and right and in everything and not even thinking twice about it.
Right.
Barbie, you just took me back, Marissa. Pop-up video. Not everyone's gonna have pop-up video. Stuck in there. But you know what? We learned so much from those pop-up videos.
Yep.
We really did.
I
Very
love them.
educational.
I missed that show.
Help with gadgets. The budget for me is less than 100. Mid-range is 100 to 450, and higher end is 450 to 800. Unobtainium is I like that. It is 800 plus, which means unlikely I would get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Unobtainium. Good one. Colleen says, I'm a poor teacher librarian. I buy fabric and go to paid metal detecting hunts, so free to $50 if it's something I want. Dad gave me a couple of his knives this week when he pulled some to share. Oh, well, yeah. Did you do a video? I thought I saw either you say or either you posted a video that he gave you some knives. I remember seeing that somewhere. Venture 50. The reality is I don't really need an expensive knife. I just like some expensive knives. My collection is large and I have knives at all the price points. With that said, I'm still chasing my grill. What is your grill? I'd like to know
I'd like to hear.
I'd like to know what everyone else's grill knife is too. Caleb says, I think your knife was a more than fair price. It is beautiful, but some of those companies have lost their flipping mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, Caleb. Totally with you on that.
Yeah, and I have very strong opinions on that subject. That I'm in agreement with you, but I think some of the production market is just out of control.
Yeah, it's and that's like for me, if say I'm going to pay $500 or more for a knife, that thing better do tricks. It better pay my bills.
Right.
It better be doing a lot of things for me. And because one of my pet peeves, and I know that the silver and the black is mainly what a lot of people tend to gravitate to. But why do I want to buy a $500, $600, $700, even $800 knife that's just plain black titanium handle, just D2 steel for the blade, and you're like, why?
Right.
Why? And I kind of feel like even with other like name brands outside of knives, you're paying like jeans. You're paying for that brand name, and it's like, I think that's where I tend to be like, you know what, I'm good.
And that's where I think, with like the production knife, you'll have someone come out of nowhere and they'll be at the most premium price ranges and they're brand new. It's not even like they've necessarily got a reputation for the product yet.
Yeah.
And they're commanding that top tier price. And like, having had a past as a custom knife maker and being familiar with most of the materials and locking mechanisms, mechanics, I don't see there to be a single reason for a production knife that's not limited to exceed $500. To me, quality stops at $500. After that, you're paying for gimmick or you're paying for exclusivity. And at that point, you might as well go into the custom knife range where you get exactly what you want for your money. But with production, where it's put out in volume, I don't see a reason to spend more than $500. You should be able to get great lock, top-notch materials, and the best blade steel available at that price.
Yeah, and that's like, speaking of, like you just said, going into, you might as well go into the custom made knives if you're going to be spending that. It's like for 200 and up, even like $250, you can buy a great custom knife. And it's like, and it's going to be exactly like you said, like how you want it, and you're not going to have to deal with all the other. And I'd rather have that if I'm going to spend like $250 than something else. But that's just me. But if I am going to buy a quality knife with quality steel, everything has all the bells and whistles, then yeah, I can see worth spending a high dollar amount on it. Let me catch up on the comments because we are blabbing away. Barbie said we did. I loved watching VH1. Same.
Yep.
Colleen, I shared some my grandfather gave me. I took more video and some cool stories, so more to come. Yeah, I would love to see those.
Yeah.
Bando, unobtainium is over 500 for me. The wife is part of my channel, so she gets all of the receipts.
No hiding anything there.
Colleen said, telling Barbie, when music TV actually had music. And yes, do you guys remember, little trivia here, when MTV first came out, what was the very first video they played? Don't say anything, Marshall. I know I already told you.
Yeah.
So let's just see if anybody knows. And don't go Google it. Use the mind. I know we're getting old, but just... no, for now, yes, pop-up video is stuck in my head now. I'm hoping to be able to put the deposit on your knife in a few weeks. I know I would spell it wrong, the Asgear. I not only like the knife a lot, I like that it's limited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and you just let us know when you're going to, and we'll hook you up.
Yep.
Make sure you contact us. And Caleb, I'll save and pay whatever the price if I think it's worth it. But you guys were a lifesaver offering a layaway plan. A layaway, like to go out of your way to help the consumer, is really cool, and I'll support that. Yeah, that's very important to us, because once again, during our discussions about the price of the knife, when we were back and forth with it, we were basically like, okay, so there are going to be some people that can't just pull $335 right out of their pocket. So me being a consumer, if I was to go on a knife site, okay, I really want that knife, but so how can I get it? So layaway.
Right.
And yeah, I know some sites have like Sezzle and you can go and do that and whatnot, but then you're paying extra fees with that, and we're just like, nah, let's just, if we have layaway, we want it to be no extra fees, no hidden fees, nothing like that. We want people doing layaway to be able to pay the same price as someone who paid for it out of pocket.
And I also, I kind of look at it too with those companies like Sizzle and Afterpay and whatnot. The merchant, they take a hit for those services to allow someone to finance it. If we're going to take a hit, I'd rather it be a discount to the customer, making it more reachable for them than us just taking a hit to sell the product.
Yep. I'm not carrying it at the moment, but every one I have is sitting on my desk next to me. Yep.
And I got one here I want to click on.
And next, Colleen, I'm also a rock counter, so it better glow in the dark. I have the UV lights, LOL. Yep. That's one good thing about the Cthulhu is that it glows in the dark. None for now says, and I like the people behind it. That matters a lot.
Yep. Okay.
Adventure 50, my grail is currently the Asgear, but automotive repairs are kicking my butt currently. Transmission on my Mazda went. Now my heat in my Chevy went. I bottomed out and tore apart my exhaust. Sorry to hear that. But yep, if you want to reach out to us, Lance, just do that,
Yep.
and we'll, as always, we'll hook you guys up. Do you want to grab the one you were talking about?
Okay. So Gonzo says, I think a lot of the community just tries to keep up with the Joneses, me included, but we would all be okay with $25 buck knife every day. And I agree with that because a knife is a tool. And okay, so some of them you're going to have to sharpen more often. There's nothing wrong with that. There isn't a knife out there yet that doesn't have to be sharpened at some point. So everything that we pay extra for is novelty, convenience, exclusivity. You know, it falls into one of those categories, and it starts to become very relative as to what's worth it to the customer. And that's why it's great there's a big spectrum. But I think social media kind of turned, you know, the knife enthusiast thing into a competition.
Got the Nebo flashlight and the Cthulhu neck knife. And Colleen, I know she bought one after seeing my video, and it does glow in the dark. So while Marshall continues on with the comments,
Okay.
I'm going to sit here and light it up and then show you how it glows. Even the sheath glows in the dark as well. So I'm just going to put some light on it.
Okay. And Gonzo says, they're great knives, just have to sharpen a little bit more than a premium steel is all at Lucky. And yeah, like I said, you know, it's really about how much care you got to put into them, you know. But at the end of the day, I guarantee you, if I was broken down in a car on the, you know, out in the woods coming home from a camping trip, and I had a, you know, a $20, $25, $30 Swiss Army knife and nothing else, I'd rather have that than nothing else. And so these knives, they'll get you by. It in a way, it's all a luxury that the quality goes up. And Help with Gadget says, I don't currently have any. I've paid over 350-ish right now. I have one that was gifted to me that is over that, but my budget doesn't allow for any super expensive ones right now. And I get that, and I'm right there with you. You know, I've got some expensive knives. They were bought at a different period of time in my life, and I could afford them then. You know, now the economy is a lot different. A lot of my taste in knives put me over the $1,000 price range really quick. I would be stupid even if I had it available on a card. I'd be a fool to spend that money and get it because it would just be the irresponsible thing to do.
All right, so I'm going to cut my light off really quick.
All right.
I still have light in here, but yes, it glows in the dark.
Very cool.
And if you guys go back and watch my video, you can see that we took a really good picture of the same one as it glue in the dark. So yeah, it does.
Okay.
And the sheath does too, you guys. And if you haven't watched my video, go over there and watch it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and then head on over to Blade HQ and get you one. They're on sale for $19.99. And they are awesome little knives.
Yeah,
they're HCR. Yep. Really good.
And Help with Gadgets added that, and likely won't for the foreseeable future be above that price point. Gonzo says $678 was my most expensive so far. Yeah, I've bought many in that price range, but getting above that, they start to get really rare for me, and nothing in the last few years.
And go ahead.
Caleb says, like a certain company who is like, sure, they came out with a thin knife, which is cool, but it's $450, and clearly it's a branding thing because it's just a production knife, nothing special. I have a feeling that I know what you're talking about, and yeah, that kind of narrows things down a bit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, there's sometimes that's all you're paying for is the brand name. You know, you look at a Benchmade Griptilian and they're like up to $200 now, and you go back to the early 2000s or even right before the 2010s, and you could get them for $100. You know, and they haven't changed a whole lot on them, and they've doubled in price. Barbie Chambers says, Legion Steel is my most expensive knife. Well, we're very honored to hold that position for you.
And Caleb said, video killed radio start. That is correct. Hopefully, tell me yes or no. Caleb, did you know? Or did you Google it? And we all go silent, waiting for Caleb to answer.
Yep.
All right. We'll carry on. But Caleb, let me know. Did you already know it, or did you? Yes, I knew. I answered right away. All right, Caleb, for answering correctly, send us an email at support@legionsteelknives.com, and we'll send you a little Legion Steel goodies. Bando said, I guess Madonna.
Yeah.
Close. But yeah.
None for now. If I had the money, I would pay that for something that makes me happy. I have a $1,200 guitar. Yeah, when it comes to making you happy, you know, or filling a need within you, I think that changes the budget for everybody. But, you know, looking at it from a practical sense, I think that kind of reins things in. But I bought knives that I shouldn't have bought. I mean, the most I've ever spent on a knife is $3,000 on a knife. At another time and place where I had a lot more disposable income. But, you know, I didn't buy it because it delivered me $3,000 worth of performance. I bought it because it was made by one of my mentors, and I was getting it at a deal at that price.
Yeah. Yep. And Barbie says video killed the radio star. You are correct, Barbie. But you're already getting goodies. Your goodies are being shipped out tomorrow. I would show them to you right now, but that would ruin everything. So you have to wait till it comes in and deal with the cowboy chili phone call. So there you go. You're welcome. Lance says, I also think there's a difference between production knives, boutique knives, and custom knives. Yeah, there is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can see that.
Colleen says, it does glow in the dark. I got it from Blade HQ, but haven't had time to unbox it. Yes, ma'am. You saw it for yourself. It definitely glows in the dark. And if you go look at my video, you see an awesome shot that we got of it in total darkness. And it glows very well. And again, the sheath glows right along with it. So excellent little neck knife to have. And they've got other ones. So if you watch the video, go look at it. And I won't waste your time on. But they have some other good ones too. And Jeff says, how about Devo?
The band or the knife company?
That's what I'm like. Are we talking about? I automatically thought of the band, Devo. Now I'm going to have all these songs stuck in my head.
Right. They're doing it to us with music this time, not food.
Right. Lance said, Marissa, I totally forgot that I bought the Cthulhu after I saw yours. I forgot it glows. Yes, it definitely does. It's definitely a cool feature of that knife. So that makes it what I would call like a little bit more versatile, especially like if you're taking it camping or something. And yeah, so I like it. Caleb said, that's cool. Colleen said, now I'm stoked. Yep. Max, I bought a Gerber for 60 quid for my birthday, and my missus went mental at me. That's about what, $75 in US dollars? So yeah, I can see that. Caleb, I paid 100 for my Griptilium. Lance, I'm carrying one of my Benchmade bug outs right now. I did a short on it today. I saw that. And, so I was talking about the videos because I was trying to make sure I was checking out everybody's videos. And I was like, man, I'm disappointed. 7:30 this morning. I'm like, nobody's live. Yeah. So just so you guys know, I was disappointed that none of you were live. And Caleb, yes, I knew. I answered right away. Colleen, my most expensive knife was my NRS kayak safety knife with snap sheath I wear on my kayak vest. I have a video somewhere on it. I think it cost about $60 when I got it 14 years ago. Well, that's pretty cool that you can snap it on your vest and yeah.
Yep.
And one, okay, do y'all use your expensive knives or do you just fidget at everyone? Me personally, I actually use our Asgear. I carry it more than I carry anything else just because I know it's going to do what I need it to do. And then normally, like when I'm just at home, I have, as you can see, knives all around me. So it's just usually whatever I grab. And I actually, the Best Tech TARDIS that I have, it's either I usually grab for that, depending on what I'm going to be cutting, or my Kershaw leak. And I actually haven't been using my Kershaw Misdirect because it's so pretty rainbow. So I'm like, I want to, nurse that knife. Kind of like the Cthulhu. Again, Marshall's like, let me talk, woman. I'm like, no. Because it has the design on the blade. I don't want to I don't want to use it. And I may, because of the price, I may get another one that I just tear everything up with it. So that way I have one that is still pretty.
Very good.
Okay. Your turn, Marshall.
Okay. Well, I was going to answer his question. You know, I use expensive knives and I use budget knives. I don't use every knife. So like I have the Reich lamella. You know, I don't use this. I fidget with it. You know, I love this
Or
knife.
cut yourself with it.
Yeah, and I love this
I
knife.
was
and
there when he cut himself.
It's great. Yeah. But on the flip side, I won't hesitate to take a custom handmade Alan Elishewitz folder that, you know, was $900 back in the early 2000s, and I don't even want to know what it would be, what it would cost nowadays. And I'll rip boxes open. I've actually hit staples and cardboard boxes with it.
Ooh, that's
And I'm not afraid. I mean, you get up here, you can actually see right here where it transitions from how many times it's been sharpened because I've used it as a workhorse.
so test the blade. Use
It
your
comes,
thumb to test the blade properly.
oh, still sharp. This is all in Damasteel. And I use it as a work knife. You know, I don't do stupid things with it, but to me, at the end of the day, they're a cutting tool, and you should cut things with them. Okay.
Caleb said, I just paid off my knife 2 seconds ago. I'm so excited, actually. Well, congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
So,
We'll get that shipped right out to you.
yes. And you'll be getting a few more goodies for guessing the correct answer first. So there you go. You get double goodies. Good evening, Meredith. How are you doing? Welcome back.
Welcome back, Meredith.
And Lemmy, welcome back as well.
Hey, Lemmy.
Caleb says, cowboy chilling sounds so good. You making some, Barbie? I assume auto-corrected to chilling instead of chili. But cowboy chilling sounds good too. I mean, why not? It says chili. And Bendo says, I'm holding my hamster. What is your hamster's name? Caleb goes, Bando, really? Let's see. Marissa Marshall, is there going to be a better clip for your knife? Tony just bent it for the second time and tried to bend it back and it broke. Why was he bending it?
How did he bend it? Send us an email, send us some pictures, and we'll talk to you about it. I'm not sure what's going on. Clips, the knife's warranted. Clips are covered, but you know they're titanium. There's going to be a certain amount of durability, but there's a fail rate. So depending on what it caught on, if it caught on something or whatnot, there might not be a clip that could survive it. You know I've snagged my pocket knives sometimes on the door sill on that metal plate, and it didn't matter what they were made out of, they broke. But we'll take care of you. So shoot us an email and we'll get that taken care of.
All right. Colleen, the playlist going on in my head right now, I'm sure. Libby says, hi, Marissa, and hi, Marshall. Max, I went in for a new cook set.
Oh,
there nice. You go. And Lemmy says, I'm about to cook some center cut chops using the spice you sent with my knife. Thanks again, guys. You're very welcome. Let us know how it turns out.
Yep. Absolutely.
Lance, I've talked about it before. I have a massive guitar and amp collection. I've spent so much on guitars. When people would ask me which guitar was my favorite, my answer was always my next guitar.
Yep.
Yep. Meredith says, Adventure 50, that's so true. Yep. Caleb, I'm going to be afraid to use the as gear. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, don't be afraid to use it.
Yep.
It's definitely a workhorse. So, yeah, get out there and put her to the test. Welcome back, Kelly.
Welcome back.
Barbie, I would have used butt rub, but ran out, so decided to just use barbecue sauce. Lurking and editing. Oh, I know that feeling well.
Yep.
Barbie. Don't fear the Reaper. It's a great knife.
And Adventure 50 says, back then I could justify the expense because I was gigging and recording regularly. Those days are over now. I still love my gear, but it's underutilized at this point. I get you. You know, I stopped collecting seriously and spending big money on knives when I started making knives because I was torn. I can go buy this really expensive knife that I just felt like I had to have, or I could buy a machine for in my workshop. And, you know, the machines won.
Juan. Oh, dear. Let's see. Meredith at Marissa Marshall. I don't know how he bent it the second time because he just noticed it and he was confused on how it bent. The first time was at work. Okay, thanks. Yeah, girl. Just send us an email and we'll go from there. It's all good. And Barbie is telling the Nightbot, hello. Yeah, we actually need to rename the Nightbot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Name him like Rico Suave or something.
No, we'll just call him the Butt Rub. Be the official mascot. And Brian White, welcome. Glad to see you back in here. But yeah, for those of you who are just now coming in, we were discussing like budget knives versus premium. Like where is your criteria at for like budget pricing and then and up. Gonzo says butt bot.
There we go.
That's a good one. Yep. And Ron, welcome.
Welcome back, Ron. I just saw your email today, Ron. I'll be getting back to you to let you know what's going on with stickers. We've had a little bit of some crazy times the last week or two, but we'll get you up to date on what's going on with those.
Welcome back, Jim.
Welcome back, Jim.
And Meredith says, my price range is $400 and under. So, Meredith, would you consider $400 your budget range? Because like most people are considering like $0 to $50 like budget. And what? Let's see. The Ron. How about calling the Nightbot Legion Sentry? Yep. And then one thing I've noticed too, that's like I said, Kershaw does have some budget line knives. So does Cold Steel and many others. But like for me, and I know a lot of people as well. There's some that are still in like the budget range, say like $0 to $50 that I honestly wouldn't even touch.
Right.
So, um, but like working construction, if you want a knife that you don't care if you do happen to destroy or beat up or whatnot, then yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the ones I would go for.
Yeah, and then there's, to me, there's also some knives that are in the premium price range that I don't, just because they use premium materials, I don't think they deserve to be in that price range. Like for me, the Benchmade Bug Out just seems like an incredibly flimsy knife, depending on the version, and it isn't necessarily worth the money you're paying. Some versions are, but like their FRN handled ones, it's just not. I for the money you're paying, I would like something that would take a little more punishment. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Caleb said he would spend up to 400 for a non-custom. Meredith says budget range knife is under 100, but for some knives I am willing to go up to 400. I can't really justify more. Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's like I was saying earlier before you came in, Meredith. If it's like $500 up, that thing better be like washing my dishes, doing my laundry, cleaning my house. It better have something special if I'm going to pay like $500 or more for that knife. Barbie said Nightbot is a Legion watch. Y'all are coming up with some good names for it.
Yep.
Jim says I'll never spend over $350 on a knife. Ron, of course you are. Guess what? I'm heading home from work, so I'll be driving and lurking. Just stay safe, Ron.
Yep. Drive safe.
Kelly says, sorry if I missed anyone saying hi, dubbing around, making monkey's fists. Gonzo, I need a gorilla fist. But yeah, and it pretty much seems like everyone has their limit for what they're not willing to, go over, what they would consider to be ridiculous. And
Right.
yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I totally get that. But yeah, I just couldn't see paying $500 or more for a knife.
Right.
Meredith's Customs, I would pay for like Garrett's Custom, which is around 5 to 9. It was honestly great work that he put out at West. Yeah, that's like when you're getting into custom knives. Yeah, it's to me then it's worth going higher. Definitely worth it.
Yeah. Well, it's like when somebody brought up earlier their Grail, and we asked what people's Grail knives would be. I think I would give everybody in here a heart attack. I'll never get my Grail knife. There's only one in the world. And, it's at a price point you could buy an SUV for new. And, it's one of these things that with the custom market, the sky is the limit on them. And it really is just a personal, what you're willing to pay for what, I think. But production is where I think that sense of budget, mid-range, and premium really hits in because you're not dealing with the exclusivity like with a custom.
Yeah, and that's like for me, a Grail knife would still be obtainable.
Right.
I couldn't have there's some knives you're just like, man, that would be cool to have. But I'm good. For me, I wouldn't want a grill knife that would be unobtainable.
Right.
So, and my my grill knives change um often because then I'm like, ooh, now I have it. Now what do I want next? And
Yep.
it's just so I try to, set mine. I try to lower the bar. um but then again, I could not see myself going over 400 or 500 for a knife that I really wanted.
Right.
Lance said, by the way, no one's opinion is wrong. Everyone has to do what works for them. We are all in
Yep.
different situations. Yeah, that's what we were saying
Yep.
earlier. It's everybody's different. And if people do have money to just throw away, then yeah, I want them to be happy and be able to just buy knives. What it doesn't, they don't even look at the price. Yeah, I want that. I want that.
Yep.
But then there's a lot of people who are like, no, I'd rather pay my bills than, and just put money aside. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Very true, Jim. Very true. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I've had people look at me like I'm crazy because I have knives that are double or triple the price of some pews.
Yep. Caleb, I like the Marfion custom halos are crazy expensive, but I like them so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them, but to me I kind of put them with like the Strider MSC line. When you're just customizing production parts and taking them a step beyond, are they really a custom or are they just a customized production? And it gets harder to justify the expense for me. I think they're really cool. I think they're kind of overpriced, but that's my opinion. Each one of us have different tastes.
And Meredith says, Pews, I spend up to 2K, but that is if it's great. DWX Shadow is awesome. Now, see, that's me. I could spend way more than 500 on a pew pew, and not be like, oh, I spent it. No, and I will, because it's like that can do so much more damage than a stabby thingy. So, that I have no problem like spending more on. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you there. I bought a crystal napped knife that had a Jeep tight handle for my BIL. He's a Jeep guy and loved it. Purely a display piece, but really cool. Handmade by a Rockham guy I know.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
and yeah, and that's where I think with the handcrafted stuff, it's more an emotional thing than a practical thing.
Yeah. Lance, my Grell guitar is a Paul Reed Smith custom 24 AAA flame maple top. That's a mouthful. uh, it's like 24K. I'll never get one unless I hit the lottery. Oh, wow. Yep.
Yeah, Adventure 50, that's like 6K less than my Grail knife that I want. And I'm just like, I'll never get it. But every once in a while, it goes up for sale on purveyor sites, and I sit and I drool over it, and I think, if only I won the lottery, I would have the knife that haunts my dreams.
Well, see, you could always make one similar to it, not straight up copycat, but make one so and just be like, oh, this is as close as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
None for now. I started really getting into knives around the time my last child was born. Not great timing.
Right.
Yep. And then says, my Grell guitar is also a PRS. Okay. And Meredith, I would love to have a Kyle Royer custom, but that's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his stuff, he's one of a small group of makers that can get up to 100,000 or even more for a knife. And my Grail knife is a Buster Warinsky dagger. And his stuff gets right up there too. Only he's passed on, so he's not making knives anymore. So what's out there is all that's out there.
I'm trying to keep from sneezing.
Oh. Hello, Justin. Glad to have
Welcome,
you here
Justin.
with us. You're late to the party. We won't hold it against you this time.
Pop quiz, Justin. What is your criteria? He's gonna be like, what? Let me rewind.
And then Caleb says, I found out today I live near a custom knife shop. I've never been into the store, but they have some nice stuff I've never heard of. I'll have to stop in one day. Yeah. Anytime I hear about one of those stores, I'm making a journey. It's like road trip time.
Oh, yeah. Meredith says, sneeze. It's already passed, thank goodness.
But so now I want to pose the question to everybody. What type of, so let's set like a price of $200 for a knife. What type of quality do you need to see to justify that price? I'm sure this is going to be all over the map too, but like, is there particular things like who the knife is designed by that makes it justify that price for you, or the materials used, or fancy mechanisms or locks? What justifies a more premium price to you?
Well, that's like for me. And this is my own personal thing. I don't like boring knives. I don't like the knives that are plain. And now there's some out there that like Mr. and Mr. Designs. I love his
Right.
the Eon that he has.
Yeah.
I do love that one. Even it's like it's slender and smooth. I mean, it's just I love the aesthetic to it. But for the most part, all you really see are black knives or silver knives and whatnot. And I'm like, give me something with some cool looking, carbon fiber inlays. Give me something that, is different.
Right.
I get tired of the same colors. That's why I gravitate towards like the teal and the different colored knives and whatnot. The one that has the carbon fiber inlays and the bead blasting and the anodizing. I like all that. I can't, for me personally, I can't handle a boring knife. And especially if I've seen knives that can be all the rage and I'm looking at it like, why would I buy that?
Right.
It's there's like nothing to it. So, and yeah, the steel may be great, but yeah, I want something that's going to scream, pick me up and use me and put me in your pocket. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Meredith. Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Now, there's something that I hear this a lot on what you said, Meredith. And a lot of people complain about the HRC on knives and how they're not in the ideal range. And that's one I struggle with, having a little bit of behind the scenes view is, when you're talking customs, to me, you're absolutely right. With production, I kind of see the other side of, you don't know who's going to be buying your product, how they're going to be treating it. You have warranty to consider, things like that. And when you run it in a performance realm, but it's not necessarily the peak, the harder blades get, they do have increased brittleness. Regardless of the steel, the brittleness of the blade goes up with hardness. It may not be equal to another steel in how brittle it is, but it does go up. So, and then you also have the wear and tear on machinery, the consumption of abrasives, the extra time. And a lot of the times to get that window, people may not pay the extra that's required to have that idealistic HRC for the steel, where the company will just put it in a good safe range for the steel, rather than at that idealistic level, just to keep it from being viewed as overpriced, because a lot of people don't realize the extra that goes in working with those crazy hard materials. Just kind of an inside take on it, that sometimes they're run a little soft for a reason.
She said,
Okay,
"Oh, an
awesome.
awesome blade shape."
Yep, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Barbie, I like teals and beautiful blues and greens. Yep. Jim, 150 buys a great knife nowadays. 200 knife should be special.
Yeah.
I hear you. Kelly, combination, a good steel with cool, interesting handle material and an awesome blade shape for me. I prefer liner, bolster lock, but that's not a deal breaker. Yeah, and I get that. And everybody, I've been reading everybody's answers as Marshall was talking, and everybody's pretty much in the same, area with this. The steel is important. The handle material, the blades, the blade shape rather. Venture 50 for 200. I want a good steel, titanium handles with fat carbon inserts, layer frame block, milled titanium clip, 3.5-inch harpoon blade. Is that specific enough? I need a little bit more detail.
Yeah,
a little
we need.
bit more detail. Yeah.
Oh, and a question: do you want it on bearings or washers?
Jim. He's like, I'm gonna get my money's worth. Yeah. That's like I said, if it's gonna be like you're gonna pay, if I'm gonna pay like $500 or more for a knife, it better be washing my dishes.
Right.
Jim said skiff it.
No, and Venture 50 said skiff bearings.
Yeah.
Ultra Ambi PM2. See, those PM2s, those are hard for me because I get everything about them. I just hate the looks. Like, the looks kill it. I understand everything that makes that knife desirable, material wise, functionality, but the looks, I'm just like, can we get a more boring looking knife? And that's my taste. I'm not saying anything about what anybody else thinks. There's just other Spydercos that grab my attention more.
And that's like, speaking of Spydercos. Don't get me wrong, I like Spyderco, but I don't like Spyderco. They're the majority of they do have some really good knives, but the majority of the ones I shy away from, and it's for my own personal reasons. But yeah, And I know, as I know, everybody has that certain like brand that they just rather be like, yeah, no, I haven't had the best experience, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. And there's
Yeah.
Benchmade. I do really like Benchmade. And then some people don't. So I mean, yeah, it's everybody's going to be different, but yeah, I just Spyderco's are not my faves.
Okay. And then we've got None for Now. Yeah, the only reason I like how a PM2 looks is because I know what it is. Yeah, and I mean, I know what it is. For me, I would rather get the ball lock Manix 2 than uh, uh, than the PM2. And uh, it's just more my style than the PM2. Same with the PM3. They're a little plain Jane for me for the price, even if they're made out of a fabulous steel. And then we have, let me get that. The Ultra Ambi ones are really cool. They have the button compression lock like a smock. Okay, I haven't seen those, but the blade profile and handle shape overall still get me on them. Oh, and this one's for you, Marissa.
Yes, does have teal handles. Yeah, and I'm not saying I dislike all Spyderco knives. There's one actually right over here behind me, right there, and I think more my thing is like when it comes down to like the Spidey flick, I want to throw the knife. I don't care for those, but you know, like putting it to the test, using them and everything, I don't have any issues with them in that department. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, what do we got? Barbie says, Adventure 50, I got your stickers today. I'll send you back some. Cool. Bradford Mitchell, Spyderco, over to Benchmade. Yeah, I don't know which I would pick between the two. I like
Benchmade.
about both. I think it comes down to the independent knife. And then None for Now. The Manix 2 is a better looking knife. I agree. And I really like their ball bearing lock. I've been in love with that lock ever since the Spyderco came out with the Dodo. I regret never getting a Dodo.
Now, for now, I like the Shaman a lot, but not almost $300 like it. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Barbie back flipper is the best. I like several different ways, opening mechanisms. But the Spidey flick, and I will hold my tongue on the fuller aspect of the Spidey flick for Spyderco. It's a fuller. So anyway, so yes.
That just transported me back to that conversation.
Yes. Yeah, we did have a long conversation about that. But But yeah, pick it over Spyderco and Benchmade. Yeah, that's a good brand too. And again, I'm not saying that like all Spyderco knives are bad, and they're I'm saying that there's a lot of them I don't prefer. So I own 32 Spydercos and only 2 Benchmades. Well, we need to correct that. We need to correct that in your life. I'm guessing with you, Bradford.
I used to be the other way around. I owned very few Spydercos and a whole bunch of Benchmades, and then over the years, Spyderco's grown on me, and I've kind of wavered away from Benchmade. So I don't own many of either right now, though.
I actually have a Benchmade right up. Where am I pointing? Right here. There's the Benchmade right there. That one. And there's more, but my husband has them somewhere. So, but yes.
And None for Now says, anyone have a K320 Hogue? I wanted one of those for a while. I still haven't gotten a Hogue. I've seen them at the shows. I like them. I just haven't been in the knife buying place for a long time. So I know this channel is going to lead me back down the dark path of knife collecting. I can just feel it already. I haven't shopped knives in so long, and now I'm
welcome to my world.
Yeah. Why do you think I send you so many links? I can go shop them, and I just send you links and let you buy for you. And that sort of appeases my want to buy knives, but not fully.
Yeah. And actually, my favorites up here are my teal Cobra Tech OTF, and my right now it's soon to be the Kershaw Rainbow Leak. But I like them. I mean, I have a lot of other favorites, but the Misdirect and the Blur. The Kershaw Blur is like a tough little cookie. So, but yeah. Let's see. No, for now, Benchmade right below the Reese's, right?
Yeah.
And Bradford, yeah, I have no desire for any more Benchmades and a list of 13 more Spydercos I am after. Okay, so before you get the 13 Spydercos, you need to get like 15 Benchmades. So that way you got to be even. He's like, listen, Marissa.
Right? What is that thing? That old thing? Listen, Linda. Listen.
Listen, Linda. Listen. Yeah. No, right? I'll tell you. This is Bradford right now with me.
I think that sums it up perfectly.
Yes. Kelly, we just sold a Hogue K326 sour knife.
Yeah.
And Nan says, is it a good knife, Kelly? Yeah, if I can't aggravate you guys and you guys can't aggravate me, then what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Let's see. Welcome back, Aries. What do you think of the Chris Reeve Sabenza? I have seen one in the wild.
So the Chris Reeve Sabenza, I think right now, I mean, that knife's been around since the late 80s. It's been super refined. It's a great knife. And I think for most of its history, it's been reasonably priced. I think right now they're kind of overhyped and supported by a lot of fanboys that keep that value and price jacked up. They're a great knife. I just think they're a little more pricey than they should be for what they are currently. Uh, but we really kind of owe a lot of the modern frame lock folder to Chris Reeves. I mean, he dialed all that in for everybody to copy. And so, I mean, it's really hard to bash on it.
Bradford says, except I am shaking my 15V military too. It's all right. Justin, did the mail show up today? Not for me. I think it showed up for Marshall.
Yep, showed up for me. In fact, right here.
Uh-oh.
I'm debating on whether we should open it up on the live or not.
Wait a minute. I'm kidding.
What do you think, Marissa? Should we see what's in this box or leave it for another time?
We'll let Justin decide.
Okay.
Because if that's the mail order groom for my mermaid, she might get upset. Like, no, I'm kidding. Caleb, that's the Sabenza needs like an extra 150 to make it perfect, and that's just too much. Kelly, I sold another Hogue. We still have that one. I think we carried it like 3 times.
Oh.
And for now, I take a Hinderer over a Sabenza right now. Yeah, I can agree with that.
See, and I'm actually kind of like the opposite.
Of course you would be.
I like Hinderer knives, but for me, their flipper tabs on the Hinderers are in the wrong place, and so just I can't get them open as smoothly as I would like. So that's a big turnoff for me. Other than that, I got no issues with a Hinderer.
Bradford says the 31 has a little problem in it. Does not have a solid lockup. There is some wiggle. Justin says, do it. Do it now.
All right.
And Colleen says, mail call.
Yep. What knife should I use to open it? I'm not going to show you the other side of the box because I don't want to give up Justin's address or mine. But let's see. Well, we're talking about premium knives right now. Let's use the Elishewitz.
Yeah, okay. While he is busy yapping and not opening the box, ladies who have YouTube channels, Saturday, March 1st, we're going to do, because Marshall will be busy traveling to Mississippi for his move, so it will be just me. So ladies who have YouTube channel, reach out to me so I can get you ladies scheduled to be on the live Saturday, March 1st. So make sure you reach out so we can have fun doing that. And also we'll be doing a giveaway.
We have bubble wrap.
Ooh.
And we have a little note.
And I was looking today for the package.
You guys are awesome. Have an amazing day.
No.
And then weld and carry sticker. And 2 titanium Justin stickers.
Nice.
And a hand-painted notebook. And a mostly teal hand-painted notebook. I know who will be getting this one.
I'll be getting both.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. And then, set this aside, we have a gas station knife.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, you're going to like this one.
Oh, yes. My mermaid will definitely love that one. Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. An etched Damascus-like pattern on the blade, and then a samurai zombie
Pull out some,
uh,
it's like
screw.
blurry. There you go. Yes. Ooh, and it has the rainbow clip.
And rainbow hardware.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yes.
all the
Thank you for that,
screws,
Justin.
all the screws and the thumb stud are rainbow coated like the rainbow leak.
Nice.
So now the question is, should I make her wait until I get to Mississippi or should I mail it out to her?
Well, you'll be making the mermaid knife wait. She's a little vicious. So,
I see.
yes.
Thank you, Justin.
Yes. Thank you, Justin. And welcome, Splitting Slices. Glad to see you. And I don't know if you guys went over there to Splitting Slices channel to watch his video, but he had some pretty cool Victorinox Swiss Army knives that he was showing from his collection. But yeah, those were really, I actually love those knives. So if you haven't yet, you guys go over there and do your job. Forget the hairbrush after you.
Okay. And then we've got Bando picks here. My Grail is actually a ProTech Emerson CQC7. Nice. Those are a good one. And then Adventure 50 says my Hogue Deca is one of my most carried knives. Yeah, Hogue's definitely on my list. Help with gadgets. I'd take an Arno Bernard over a Sabenza. Yeah, I'd take an Arno Bernard over a Sabenza as well, any day of the week. None for now says I got the Tempest Fractus I won from Rob's Nerdy Knives today. Flipping it now. It got here fast. He sent it on Sunday or on Saturday from Texas. It arrived in Indiana today. Oh, very nice. Kelly White says, none for now. It's a good knife, just not something I carry. And Brian got the auto version. It's the SIG K390. What else do we got here? Bradford Mitchell says it helped with gadgets. That is what some are saying. Is the get that over the Sabenza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chuckle at a lot of the back and forth pro and con Sabenza thing. I get arguments on both sides. I understand them fully. I just kind of find it humorous, and sometimes I've been known to be guilty of going in to those combos and stirring the pot a little bit for my own entertainment.
That's always fun to do.
Yep. Bradford Mitchell says, I am getting a Buc-ee's here soon, so gas station knives galore for me.
Yeah, we just had one built on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So yeah, I'm not too far from one now. I don't have to go all the way to wait till I go to Texas or drive to Foley, Alabama.
Should I make a detour on my road trip?
Um, you can if you want. I mean, you can stop actually at the Buc-ee's on the way here in Texas, and you can stop at the Buc-ee's on the coast here in Mississippi.
Okay.
But then you'd be going a long way. You'd be going all the way down I-10. Have a great night. None for now. Splitting Slices. Tell them, Marissa, thanks for the watch comment. You're very welcome. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen his video, get over there and watch it. Make sure you like if you haven't subscribed. Actually, yeah, okay. I was just making sure splitting that you had a wrench.
Okay. I'm gonna step aside and leave you all with Marissa for a few minutes. Oh, you'll be fine.
Just go. Just go. All right, you guys. And I think everybody in here is pretty much subscribed to everybody. But go ahead. Everybody start throwing out the links to your channel. So that way, if you have not subscribed to somebody, then now's your opportunity. Because I think the majority of people that we have in here do have a YouTube channel. So go ahead and throw those out. And again, ladies that have your YouTube channel, March 1st, going to be doing a live. Marshall's going to be, again, like I said, moving here. So reach out to me and we'll get you scheduled to be on the live. It can be more than one. So, yeah. If you don't want to do it, fine. Just come and join us. We're going to be doing a ladies giveaway. Of course, we're going to be doing a giveaway for the guys as well. So, will be fun. Meredith. Yep. You guys just put your channel links up there. Excuse me. Max, I'm thinking about doing a camping related channel, but need some name ideas, please. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure everybody in here would like to help you with that. Let's see. All right, just giving everybody a minute to get their links thrown up there. I think everybody has a wrench that needs one. If you don't have a wrench, scream at me and I'll get you one. Barbie, troll smashing, LOL, sounds fun. So yeah, Max, hopefully we can come up with something name-wise for your new channel. Welcome, Jim Cox. Jim said, call it camping related channel. I love you guys. Welcome back, Charlie. Now, Charlie, were you calling his camping channel sitting in the park, or are you actually sitting in the park? Splitting Slices. Woo, I thought I'd be the only guy showing up for ladies' night. Kind of. Oh, nope. Everyone is welcome. We just have, ladies here in the knife community that I'd like to be able to, get the ladies together and talk knives and everything else that follows. Because I know we'd just end up getting ourselves in trouble. Let's see. And Meredith said Max. Tony said glamping Max. Charlie, yes, I need a wrench. Promise I'll play nice. Actually, sitting here is nice. Dog hanging out. Lulu says hi. All right, me.
And
Trying to
I'm back.
find it, Charlie. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Mrs. Bando Picks is camera shy. Well, she doesn't have to be on camera, Bando. She can just come and join us. That's all she has to do. No one has to be on camera. And Charlie, you have been wrenched. Splitting slices. Absolutely. Maybe I'll just lurk. Wait. That's okay. A lot of people do. Meredith said, oh, Tawny said Max glamping. So there you go. Hello, Cassius. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Caches.
And Adventure 50 suggested camping is intense.
Yep, I agree. Or just under the night sky.
I get it. Camping is intense. Max said, yes, it is. But yeah. No, while you were gone, Max asked for some name suggestions for his channel. He's going to do a camping channel. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I was just reminding the ladies again that on the 1st, you're going to be on the road. And if any of the ladies want to do a live, be on our live that Saturday,
I feel a
definitely
woman's
let me know.
takeover coming.
Hmm?
I said I feel a woman's takeover coming.
I like that, Meredith. Intense camping. I like that one.
I was thinking Max in the Wild.
Always take advantage of purging. Oh, he did that before I left.
Yeah.
Poor Marshall.
Yeah.
I was like, we're just going to do this side. And then we ended up doing the entire shop. I think we finished about 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, we started with just a single workbench that we were going to work on, and it turned into the whole shop.
Yes. That it did.
But, I mean, it's all the better for it. It's going to make it easier for me to sort through things for the move and see what makes the cut to travel cross country and what doesn't.
Meredith said that was Tony's idea again. But I like the intense camping because it sounds like a play on words.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, I've kind of been enjoying the conversation about, budget and premium and quality versus price and everything. I like hearing all the different perspectives on it. Oh. Adventure 50. That's literally what I said backwards.
Yeah. I could no more hoovering driveways. You could. I mean,
Yeah.
you call it whatever you want. Click
Call
on
it mop.
Libby's right below Max's.
Intensities in tent cities. Need to camp in LA for that.
Right?
Ugh.
I'm over here cutting with the knife, and JoJo keeps looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
So I'm curious because I have lots of curiosities with this subject. Uh, where do you all think the price of production level, regardless of the quality, but knives that are made in volume, uh, where do you feel the prices should stop on those? Like, is Rockstead knives really worth the 1,300 to 2K that they often go for? And do you consider some of the custom CNC machined knives like Grimsmo and Curtis and things like that? Do you consider those customs, or do you consider those boutique knives? Just I'm really curious on that.
And Meredith with another good one, Camping Maximize. And Charlie, Sir camps a lot.
Should call it mopping lawns with Max.
And Charlie also suggested the Haunted Tent. Max said MPG pretty good, so yeah.
Splitting slices, I mean, like, at what price point do you feel there's just no longer justification for it to go up? So I guess the diminishing returns, because, like, there's certain knives out there that I believe that you're in a price range where there's so many different custom, really exclusive handmaids you can get for the price of a production knife. Are you really getting the most for your money at that point? Where's that threshold? Bradford Mitchell says, I consider Grimsmo a semi-custom. So I have a unique view on that. I don't consider Grimsmo custom at all because your choices are limited. I've always kind of viewed customs as, it's a custom knife. You don't have to be handmade to be custom, but custom to me should imply that the customer has some say so in the finished product. And otherwise it's just a handmade knife. Or, in the case of CNC, a very limited premium knife. But to me, custom means you should have some ability to dictate the finished product that you receive. Kelly says, I actually picked up a Rockstead Chi used on the secondary market. Love the knife. It's super nice, but it's a hard pill to swallow at new at $1,000 ish. Yeah, I agree. And so many of them use ZDP 189 still, and that steel has been around since I think like 2002, 2003. It's one of Hitachi's better steels, but it's almost a quarter century old steel in a $1,000 plus knife.
You taking my
Meredith
dog?
sa- Meredith says with it not being custom over 400, and I can't quite see the emoji face she's got there. It looks like a face palm.
Yeah.
And then Meredith says, not really unless it's hand torqued and assembled, maybe 450. Cash's EDC says, I think anywhere beyond 1500. Well, no, I take that back. And then Ron Crow says, I had to stop for those who like gas station knives. What is your price limit for a gas station knife? I don't know.
Mine would
Go ahead.
probably be like 20, 30, probably $30. Probably wouldn't go over 30 for a gas station knife.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
and I was just in Texas the other day, and literally the other day, and we stopped at a gas station, and they had like a slew of gas station knives, and yeah, they were just they were awful, and it's like I thought about grabbing some. But they were priced like $12.99 and whatnot, and I was like, I already grabbed some up and whatnot. But I was like, I just decided against it. It just you could just look at me because they were in the display case, but you could look at them and tell as soon as you flick that thing open, it's probably going to fly across the room. It was
Right.
just so cheaply made. You could just by looking at it. So, but
Yeah, I agree on your price point, though. Every great once in a while, I see something really outlandish. So I think maybe I could go to 40 for just the right gas station knife. Like if it had the lights shining down from heaven on it in the display case,
hmm
and you hear the angels singing and all of that, I might be able to go 40 for, something really out there in a gas station knife.
yeah.
Help with Gadgets says, what about a one-off knife, but maker's choice on the config? Yeah, I would still see that as a custom knife because it's a one-off. There's not, hundreds of others of them out there exactly the same. And you're just agreeing to give the maker the artistic licensing on all the creativity. To me, that's no different than going and buying a one of a kind painting. You may not have had any say so in what the content of the painting is. And that gets more into the art side of knife making, I believe. Uh, and then Bradford Mitchell. So you do have some ability to give input on the finished product with Grimsmo if you go with their buyer's choice. Okay, I didn't know that. I've just always thought there was set options and you couldn't stray from it, and otherwise you got what you got. Cash's EDC custom past 800. Gnarly Charlie. My upper limit on gas station knives is $40.
And we have Adventure 50. It's hard to say. Is it limited in numbers? Does it have more intricacies that take longer to build? Is it being produced with harder to find materials? There's too many variables to answer that.
Okay.
And Meredith says gas station knives aren't great, so maybe. Come on, Meredith. I know you have a holy grail gas station knife. I like going into the bigger truck stops like Love's and whatnot, and they normally have like some horrendous but awesome gas station knives that you can actually get for like $25-$30. So yeah, I love
When
looking
I
at those and going there.
when I was in, I mean, it wasn't a gas station; it was a dairy. But when I was in junior college, I went to a dairy near my parents' house, like a little dairy market, and they had what I consider to be the holy grail of gas station knives. It had a 12, it was a folding knife with a 12-inch blade, and it looked like a medieval sword, double-edged, folded up into a really elongated handle with a massive cross guard. And they wanted $70 back then, like right around 2000, the year 2000. And part of me wishes I had bought it, but I know it wouldn't have held up over the years.
Charlie says the one that looks like a jet actually flies across the room and attaches to the cat or attach the cat. I like that. Splitting slices. This is a great topic. My point of diminishing returns on a large batch production run for me is $300. I'm willing to pay more for a mid-tech or custom, but the materials, fit, finish better be exquisite.
So, splitting slices, let me ask you, because I kind of feel like mid-tech doesn't exist anymore. At least mid-tech, what I understood it to be a decade or so ago as a custom maker. Uh, what do you consider a mid-tech in today's market? Because to me, it was where a custom maker would purchase some OEM parts and do a hand assembly and maybe even grind the blade themselves, where it was like 70% outsourced, 30% in-house. That's what I always understood a mid-tech to be, and I just don't see many of those anymore.
Meredith agrees with him. Said if it isn't going to sell the finishing product, it better be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Have a good night. Help with gadgets.
Thank you for coming by. Have a wonderful night.
Meredith says, I don't have a gas station grill. We buy the die cast cars for my son instead, since he loves cars, and that's cute.
Yeah,
but
nothing
yeah,
wrong with that.
Nope. Charlie.
Yeah.
Lance, we don't find them in gas stations here. We find them in corner bodegas and flea markets. So we always call them flea market knives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Splitting Slices says custom is trickier due to choices of available, one-off, limited, scheduled services offered, warranty, relationship potential, and business history experience, life expectancy of custom maker. Yeah, I get all that. I guess for me, I kind of view the custom knife as leaning more to the art side than the tool side. You know, even if it's a tactical folder on the custom side, there's usually some level of embellishment that goes on with it. There's something outside the box of what you find in a production knife that to me sets things apart. And so some of the factors you mentioned, they don't carry as much weight for me because, you know, if there's only 10 in the world, eventually, maybe not immediately, but eventually they're going to either fade away to nothing or they're going to appreciate in value and make someone else a whole lot of money one day.
Welcome back, Stacy. Hope you're having a good evening. Bradford. So for my buyer's choice rest, I was able to choose the finish on the blade, pattern on the scale from their choices, anodization from a ton of options, and ano of the hardware.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
I need to turn the heater on over here because it's getting cold, y'all.
Yeah, it's temperatures dropping here too.
Miss Stacy says, I have a bunch of gas station knives. I used to sell them at gun shows until the pandemic bankrupted me. So I still have some. Maybe I'll did them out and share with y'all. Oh, you should. Yeah,
Oh
I want to
yeah,
see them.
would love to see that.
Yeah. Charlie says, if I was to buy a custom from one of the makers I know here, not knowing anything or being able to afford a PM2, I'd expect to pay $600.
Yeah. Yeah, the custom knife market prices, they've really changed over the years. We've talked on here about the Vindicator design I did through Kaiser. And when I started making those handmades, they were $550 for a handmade. And, it got to the point where I just had to keep creeping the price up little by little, but they never went over 650. But now I see production knives made in China that sit right at the price I was selling something completely made by hand for. And it kind of confuses me as to where the market's really at on blades.
All right. Meredith, Marissa, are you at the new place? Meredith, I am actually at home here in Mississippi. Actually, not too far from where our shop's going to be built. And so, yeah, this is where I be.
Yep.
Currently in Mississippi and freezing.
I'm the straggler. I'm the one that's the one that's in California.
Yes.
So I get the long drive, and it's going to be a few trips over a few months to get everything out there.
Yeah. But he's coming out here first because we have things that need to be done that, we got to do to get our shop up and going. And because we're literally starting from bare land.
Yeah.
So, yeah, roads have to go in, fences have to go up. Yeah, a lot of stuff has to be done. And,
Power and water run to the land. And
yeah, all that fun stuff. Let's see. Meredith says, okay, how cold is it there in Mississippi? Let me look. Let me look how much. It is currently 52 degrees, but it's supposed to be getting a lot colder. I think we're supposed to get down to like 19 or something like that. I think we're going to luck out on this one and not get any snow, but we're supposed to get like the freezing rain, sleet, all that fun stuff. So, Stacy, I got an Aries EDC custom of my design. I called it Flamingo before he became such a wanted commodity. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's always good to get in early.
Marshall, is the whole family relocating, or is it more in the future they'll be following as everything gets set up?
So, as far as my family, it's me and my wife. My son is grown, married, in the service. So he's going to stay with his wife, where they're at. So I'll be going out initially, and then, 4 months, 5 months, somewhere around the summer, my wife will be coming out. That helps keep her employed out here and kind of eases the expenses of moving. So I'll be going out in advance to take care of the Legion business that we need to take care of. That way Marissa is not like, I'm editing all the videos and you got me doing all this stuff and digging trenches and, what do I look like? That way we're there doing it as a team, as it's supposed to be with this business, and not leaving all the burden on her. So,
yeah. Fun times.
yeah.
I mean, we have a a lot going on at one time. So, like I said, our the land is bare, so we're starting with that. We have to. The first thing we actually have to do is build a road, and it's a lot going into it, and but we will be keeping you guys updated. We'll probably be doing some updated videos, so you guys can see as everything goes up and whatnot. And because we've already had like a lot of people asked to stop in our shop and whatnot, and it's like, well, you kind of sort of can, you kind of sort of can't,
right?
So, I mean, you can step into the yard all day long, but at this point, we're trying to get everything done because everything's just happening so fast. And that way, those who do wish to come and visit the shop and whatnot, they'll be able to. There'll be a brick and mortar officially, So, yeah. Splitting slices. Have a great night.
Have a great night splitting.
And I was seeing everybody post their temperatures. Meredith said that's awesome for you guys. Stacy says 24 degrees right now in West Central Kentucky. Meredith said that's not bad. Oh, that getting low was cold. We got down to 10 here in Utah. Yes. Utah is fun. We went to Blade Show West. They're in Salt Lake City. It was last October. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, my watch just lied to me. It says it's 42. But anyway.
Oh, it's the same temperature here.
So, yeah, we went to Salt Lake City for Blade Show West last October. And I really like the city, but it has some interesting characters in it. First off, you guys who probably are from up north where it snows a lot are probably used to this, but me being a Southern girl, I'm not. So you can tell me all about it, but Marshall and I had to stop at Walmart, and it had like a parking garage, like a multi-level parking garage outside of Walmart. There was like no daylight. You don't go park and then look up at the sky as you you walk into Walmart. You pull into this parking garage that's literally attached to the front of Walmart. And I'm like, what is this? Why is there a parking garage? And so after talking about it a little bit, I'm like, maybe it's, if it's snows, they're covered or whatnot. I get that. But that was just a little weird for me. So I had to take pictures of it to send it, to my family back home because I'm like, you'll never believe this. And then we had the guy, I don't know what he was doing, and praying to the sidewalk. I don't know. But yeah, he was down on that sidewalk for a good bit. He was just like messing with some, I have no idea. So yeah, we had some, some funny experiences in Salt Lake City. Would I go back again? Yes, I would. They've definitely got some good food.
Yeah.
Very hospitable. So yeah. But anyway, that was some of my experience in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Bradford says 52. It is 4 here. Well, you have to understand, 52 can be cold for me. He's going to be flinging his knife at me again.
Yeah.
Lemmy, 12 degrees in Southwest Michigan. Meredith said it's 35 right now. Charlie, I'm in downtown Tacoma, Washington, sitting at a picnic table in Wright Park with a little dog on the table and my cargo bike that she rides on the back of. We're just chilling. That is so cute.
They probably don't want to know that my high today, this afternoon, was 73.
Yeah.
Sounds like everybody's freezing.
I have a friend who's a custom knife maker in Pennsylvania. He's making me a knife in exchange for a guitar. He actually measured my hand and fingers to custom fit it to my hand, and I can't wait to see it. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yep, very nice. And that, to me, falls into the parameters of a custom knife.
Max said, if anyone wants to see me do the Baldac Spice Noodle Challenge, go to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival channel. If you could sub, tell Mick Max sent you. All right, we'll have to check that out.
Yep.
We'll have to go see what you were doing over there. Have a good night, Colleen. Glad you stopped in.
Yep. Thank you for coming by.
Marissa, if you need help digging ditches, building roads, running electrical, ask your neighbors. I now only build cabinets. Bye, all. Well,
we might need some
Byron,
cabinets.
I need cabinets built.
Yeah.
While you're here, I need some ditches and yeah. Cash said minus 35 degrees Celsius in Canada. Wow. Lance, tomorrow we have a low of 12 and a high of 24 degrees.
Oh, that makes me cold just thinking about it.
Jim, you should go to Minneapolis, St. Paul in winter. I'm good. I'm good. I'll let y'all tell me all about it. Marissa, that is not normal. That is weird Wally world you went to. Yeah, I couldn't. I was just like, and as we drove, because we went through several states, and it was like I was looking at the other Walmarts, like, do they have it too? It's just, it was weird to me.
Yep. Yeah, I'd never been to a Walmart where you had to enter it from the bottom level of the parking garage.
And Meredith said that is most probably because it was downtown Salt Lake City, no growth anywhere. Yeah, I can see that too. But it was just, I don't know, like I said, it was weird to me. Bradford, 52 is t-shirt and shorts weather. You should visit Florida when it's 52 degrees. Everybody's dressed like it's winter. They have on their flip-flops with socks on, so that's serious. Stacy, I'm a Florida swamp girl living in the hills and hollers of Kentucky and loving this. Yeah.
Nice.
Charlie, I got a fever, not for Cowbell, but for Spyderco PM2.
I've been eyeballing the Mannix too a lot lately. I just have to get myself to justify the price.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't. I can, but I can't justify it. I could justify it for like a giveaway, but to just like to spend to gift, yeah, but to keep, I don't know. It's a Spyderco because we know that Bradford loves his Benchmades. So, I don't.
Spydercos are good knives. I have to admit that.
To an extent, yeah. To an extent.
I hated on them for a long time, and I'm probably more with Bradford now. I'm leaning more in the Spyderco camp than the Benchmade camp.
Yeah,
Used to be the other way around.
They're good to an extent, And like I said, I'm not saying they're bad. I have my own personal issues with some of them, and it's just like I'm not, chomping at the bit to have a
Right.
Spyderco in my hand.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Well, like I said, I actually publicly hated on them for years. And now I'm like, I want one.
Uh-huh. They're going to be releasing a Manix 2 for
Oh,
156.75 later this year.
okay. Yeah, I need to watch for that. You're spending my money, Bradford. You need to quit.
Charlie, I have my Spyderco Persistence LJB and S35VN, but I need a PM2. Jim, I don't want no Spyderco.
I see the battle lines forming here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's funny.
Nope. And Lemmy says, either way, greetings and salutations.
Yeah, if Brad, if he has what, 35, did he say 35 Spydercos? We need to get him into Spyderco rehab. So and they do have some, like I said, that I like, but and that's honestly, I love Kershaw, but I love Kershaw, but I don't like all of their knives.
Yeah.
There's some I could do without. But
Yeah.
that's with every brand for me.
Yep. Yeah, I used to be diehard. Benchmade was the best. There was no beating Benchmade, and that's waned quite a bit over the years.
Yeah. Charlie says, cry me a river, Spyderco haters. And Jim says, why would I cry for not wanting something? Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, as with all of us, there are brands that we really, really love, that we've had great experiences with. And then there's some other brands that, just kind of like cars in a way.
Right.
You got your Chevy Ford people. Ford lady right here. But yeah, you just, and like me personally, the reason why I'm all Fords because I've had better experiences with Fords than Chevrolets, and that's my own personal experience, literally experience with them. But like I said, the knives are the same way. The pew pews are the same way. People prefer this and that. I was just gonna like start naming them off, and I'm like, oh, rhymes with rock. But yeah. Let's see. Charlie says, I'm just playing, Jim. I'm not hating, just joking, but I like them and they have their problems. Jim, Spyderco is the Citroen of the knife world.
That's funny. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Is there really a best? My favorite brand is Kaiser, but I wouldn't say they're the best. I just like their products. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's like I do love Kaiser. I do love Kershaw, but I don't like every single knife that Kershaw puts out there.
Yeah.
So,
And I think the best is a really relative thing, because the best.
Actually, my favorite brand is Legion Steel, and Legion Steel is the best, hands down, the best. So, I'm just putting that out.
Yep.
I'm
Right there
messing with
with
you guys. And yeah, I love all of Legion Steel's knives. Wait for someone to catch on to that. Very true, Jim. Very true. Kaiser seems to be a great bang for your buck brand. Yeah,
Yep.
Kaiser does have some good knives.
Yeah, I've always, I've gone to certain brands for, knives that needed to excel at certain tasks. A lot of the times I found, like, if I know I'm gonna be abusive or hard on the knife, be prying or digging with the point, I would go to one brand. If I want laser beam sharp, I would go to the Spyderco, because I believe they all kind of excel in different ways.
Yeah, and earlier today, I was reading, I think it was on a video comment thread where uh, someone made the comment on there saying that they can see no relevant reason. I'm not saying it verbatim, but they could see no relevant reason why someone should carry a knife consistently. And I was like, okay, I mean,
They live in a bubble.
yeah. And they're like, there's absolutely no need, I just, there, and someone else commented, like, all I carry is a Swiss Army knife, and that's all anybody ever needs. It's like, no, that's what you need, but you don't need to try and speak for the whole,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like, I just wonder sometimes. Marissa, that goes without saying, we're here because we're all Marissa and Marshall fans, aka Legion still.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, we love you guys. And I like that everybody has their own like knife brands that they like, and their own reasoning behind it. And I actually prefer to hear about that. That's like, even though I don't like all of Spyderco's knives, I like being open-minded whenever someone else, like for instance, Leonard Bradford, he has way too many Spydercos, but
Poor Bradford.
but hearing about why someone does like them, because you know what, I might learn something. So
Yep.
I'm not going to be like, oh no, this is the only way to go. It's like, okay, well then tell me why you prefer this, or why you prefer the steel, or the shape blade, or this material. So
Yep.
yeah. Jim, that's the person who at the office will ask someone if they have a knife or box cutter when UPS comes by. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you back.
Welcome back, Knives and Gear.
But yeah. And I'm looking to see. You go ahead.
Knives and Gear says, busy evening today. Looks like 4 lives at the same time. Oh, I'm not sure who else is live right now.
I know Help with Gadgets was going live at 8.
Oh, okay.
And then just other random ones.
Yeah, it's like everybody's starting to overlap now. Getting a lot of channels out there. Adventure 50 says, let me get that. I have never been disappointed with a Kaiser. I also feel that way about NAFs, but I'm a huge Ben Peterson fanboy. He did something really special for me, and I've been a fan ever since. Okay. Yeah, I've been happy with the Kaisers I've had. I've never tried a NAFS. I was really reluctant to even pay attention to them because I've never been into the whole internet NAF, phrasing. Uh, just kind of wasn't a thing for me, so I kind of was resistant to the company. But I've been curious. I found a set of scales for a Lander 2, and they're kind of in my wheelhouse. Marissa there rolls her eyes whenever I show her the scales, and but I've been kind of thinking about buying a knife just so that I can put a $25 set of scales on it.
So I have our live feed up, and then I just went over into help with gadgets because he went live at 8. So I told him that we're still on our live, but I was showing him some support. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm trying to like cover everybody else.
Yep.
But yeah, let's see.
But yeah, that's cool that Ben did something special for you. It's always nice when somebody in an industry that you're really interested in goes out of their way for you. Uh, that really builds a rapport. Gnarly Charlie, today's carry is my Kaiser variable persistence LW, Rough Rider, Red Jigged Bone Barlow, Olight Baton 3 with magnetic ring, Kershaw kickflip, skate tool, Olight I3T EOS, Olight keychain light. You will not get lost in the dark, and if you do, you are well protected. Just saying. Oh, and let me get that. Says he carried his Civivi Cogent today. Nice. And Adventure 50. Yes, those are the scales. And the knives have never been on my radar to have. But when I saw those World War II Warbird scales, the Lander 2 landed on my radar to get. And Marissa just rolled her eyes at me when I showed them to her. So then I showed her the teal scales for the Lander 2, and she was like, ooh. So
Who is that?
I got her back.
Yes.
And Gnarly Charlie says, I have the Lander 1. It's nice, not perfect, but I like all knives. I like all knives too. There's even some knives from companies that I hate and despise that I love the knife.
Yeah.
Knives and Gear Insights. I have the Lander 1 and the Lander 2. Both great knives. Yeah, I've only been looking at the Lander 2 because that's what the scales I want are made for.
Well, you guys wanna know what I'm thinking of right now, even though it's getting cold or colder.
Food.
What? You broke up.
Food.
Close. But yeah, I'm thinking of some ice cream right now. I was like, what would be really, really good right now? Some Reese's Peanut Butter Blast from Sonic. That would be like really, really good. Hey, Blue, welcome.
Hey, Blue. So Blue's got the Yojimbo, the MSI Microjet, Fireball, Hogue, K320, Towser K, Keith TF, TKF, Fixie,
Blue's making you
Aries
read all that
Pro,
off.
QSP Hedgehog, JWK, Vampire Jack, Forest Hanks, Lancelot Leather Wallet, Community Pocket Jank, ProTac One Law, LAA. Wow, you have a lot of pockets.
Yep.
Don't fall in a pool, you'll go straight to the bottom. Just saying.
Oh, yes.
Jim Cox says, I carried my Boker Little DeValin to the post office and whipped it out to open my watch box before I left. Seiko SKX 011J. Nice. I haven't bought a watch in forever. My taste got too out of control on watches.
I got a new one for Christmas. It's my Versa 4.
I got a new one for Christmas too.
Nice.
Versa 2.
I love mine though. Vision FG.
Yep, I'm not familiar with that one. Adventure 50. The Lander 2 is the bigger knife with the Axis lock. It's a great EDC knife. Okay. I like the Axis lock.
I need to check that one out.
And Gnarly Charlie, I do like the YouTube influencer knife designs. I'm a fan. For me, I almost don't care who designs it. You know, I almost prefer a designer be kind of anonymous sometimes, because there's been a few designers where I've liked their product, but the attitude they might have or some of their statements might skew me away from their product, which is otherwise fine. But, you know, I like a lot of different stuff.
Bradford. The only watches I want are way out of my league. Cartier Tank and Rolex Submariner.
Adventure 50. I went to see the Taylor Martin Best Damn EDC knife that's coming out by Civivi. It's being released next week, I believe. I'll have to look into that one.
I was going to say they need to release some Reese's ice cream.
You're still stuck on that, aren't you?
Yes.
She's over there like, I need the ice cream. What you should do is I can hit the gong to wake Jeff up, and you can go send him to get you some Reese's ice cream while you're on the live.
Well, or since my daughter is home for a bit, then me and her can go. So, yes, have some mother-daughter time.
Yep.
It's all small knives and small lights. Don't worry, I have my traditional modern and fixed. Just got my G-Shock DJF 6900 RGB with a vapor deposition dial today. G-Shocks, I like those too.
Yep.
Those are some nice watches. I'm gonna say nice knives. I'm sure they make that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the Vision FG has the Dream Lock, which is their version of the Shark Lock. Okay. I'll have to check them out. Adventure 50 Wee Knives has a collaboration with Jared Neves coming out soon too. Knives and Gear Insights. I'm not even going to start with watches. My taste there is way too expensive. I'm right there with you. I've been dying for an Oris or an Omega. And then, I've always wanted a Perlay that was built to my specifications, but I once got curious and sent in a request of having one built. And I got $100,000 price quote, and I felt really, really small. Knives and Gear Insights, I'll stick with my Galaxy Watch 6 Classic.
Yeah, that's why I'll stick to my Fitbit Versa 4.
Yep.
I'm good. I don't need no fancy watch. But yeah. Never been too much of a fancy watch girl anyway. I just like the one that does what I need it to do, and that's what I wear. So
Yeah. I was
yep.
all into the exotic watches until the smartphone came out, and then I stopped wearing watches for the longest time, and now I don't need a super fancy watch.
And that's like when I was a teenager, I did have like the Fossil watch and the remember the swatches. So I did have those, but yeah. I'm going to try to stay with Seiko and Citizen for as long as I can. I'm reasonable with watches, Citizen Echo drives, and a few Invictus. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, I like the Echo drives, and I like the Seiko Kinetics, and then I love G-Shocks.
Yeah, G-Shocks are nice. I have a collection of mid-price watches. My favorites are Citizen Echo drives, Movado, Beluva, and Victorinox.
Very nice. I like Luminox too, with the tritium vials in it.
Yeah.
Jim Cox. I have an Apple Watch, but I want to retire it and start weaning myself from the electronic leash. By retirement, I mean I want to be a mountain man. Oh, I
I
feel
don't
you
blame you there.
100%
I do not blame
there.
you there. And glad you made it home safely, Ron.
Yep. Glad you made it home.
All right. Charlie says, I like Zach Taylor from years ago. Blade HQ videos got me through tough times. The positive community interaction and buying neat stuff is more important than fun. I can barely afford anything. It's okay. No, Charlie.
Yep. I've been there on the can barely afford anything.
I had like a 3K watch when I came to the US, a Omega. Had to sell it because I basically started from scratch and then needed cash. Ever since then, I haven't really had a watch except a Galaxy Watch 6. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yep.
Let's see.
I'm starting to crave food. So what's next on people's lists? Are there any knives that you're going for right now? I saw some people mentioning stuff that's dropping soon. Are those things you're looking for? What's up next for you? Because I think I'm leaning towards the uh, Manix 2. That 15V one sounds right up my alley. All right. But I think we keep clicking on the same one at the same time.
My hands are right here.
Oh. It was on sale. I need another G-Shock. I have a fever. Yeah, I keep finding G-Shocks that I really want. And I stopped wearing my... Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm behind on that. Hey, Fook. How's it going? Good to see you. Keep trying to... This thing keeps scrolling on me. A TCal Agent 002 is on my short list. Nice. Fook says, I'm late. I was killing zombies with my son. Well, that's irreplaceable time there. Knives and Gear Insights. I talked to Crescent Edges today about his ambush. He said planned it somewhere around June, July drop. I'm starting to save up for that. Very nice. Adventure 50 says, I'm not buying a new knife until I purchase the Asgear. I do have some knives being sent to me to do a review, so that'll hold me over for a bit. Oh, well, I'm very flattered, and I'm sure Marissa is too, that you're holding off on buying anything else until after the Asgear.
Oh, yes.
And Knives and Gear says, and on the 24th, I have an appointment at Machine Wise for a shop tour. Oh, very cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
You should video it.
At least this year, I know what I'm getting for my birthday. So.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So, the 23rd, I should have it before the 23rd. So, yeah.
You're just gonna tease them?
Well, I'm like looking at the calendar now. I'm like, it should be here before the 23rd, but we shall see. But no, I'm getting the Kershaw Rainbow Leak. Yay!
Yay!
It was purchased today, and hopefully I'll have it before my birthday Sunday.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm hoping for.
Awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Yes. Well, it's not till Sunday, so but
yeah.
Thank you. But I'm excited about it because I have been wanting that one. And then I can move on to my next leak that I want, which is the gold one. So, so pretty soon I'm going to have and I don't want like every leak that they made. I do wish I could find the mint chocolate, the leek, but I can't find it anywhere. So after I get my gold one, then I'll see if I can try and find it somewhere. I have the rainbow chive somewhere, probably a toolbox. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it's so I'm excited. As most of you know, I've been wanting it for a while, and so I'm finally getting it, and so I'm happy.
So I have to be mean right now to Marissa.
Thank you, Stacy. Charlie, I had a leek long ago. Need another for the collection. Yes, everybody's got to have a leek, at least one. In Adventure 50, my wife ordered a knife for me as a Valentine's Day gift. It's not here yet. She picked it off my wish list that I sent her, but I don't know what it is yet. So yeah, we know chive and the leek. So
just had to be mean there for a moment.
Yeah, those are his wife's knives, not his.
Yes.
So.
No, not mine.
Thank you, Lemmy. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm excited about it because I've been wanting it for a while now, and I know the Kershaw leek, the trout, is back up again. It was sold out, but it's back. So I don't know. I might go for that one. Who knows? But before I do, I want to get 50 Lance. Yeah. When I was looking at them, which I look at them probably every single day, they were sold out of the Magna Cut ones. So on the Kershaw site. So yeah. And I'm not like all hyped about the Magna Cut craze and all that other stuff. But I do want the leek in Magna Cut just because I know it'll be probably discontinued too at some point.
Yep.
So yeah. Rainbow Kershaw is a classic. Yeah. Yep, and I have the Rainbow Misdirect already. And I was trying to think of what the name of the other one was. The Misdirect is the one I have, and the other one.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the other one.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you'll have it at some point.
Yeah. Probably. But I found a composite blade stainless leek, one at auction for $17. Oh wow, okay.
Oh wow.
Fook, I wouldn't
That's a
mind
good
upgrading
deal.
to a Magna Cut leek. Yeah. For now I'm thinking of shipwrecking my copper leek if I ever have time. OMG, don't get me started on that. I want that too. And the Kraken coin, yes. The shipwrecked Kraken coin. Yeah, I might have to go for that before I go for the gold one.
Marissa just came to life with the whole mention of shipwreck.
Yes. I have to because it's those are cool. Those are very cool. Didn't they make a Rat Model 1 and 2 now in Magna Cut as well?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
I'm thinking everything's eventually going to be made in Magna Cut. It's becoming the steel that is taking over all.
Let's see.
Oh, I know what she's looking at.
It's the mint. The chocolate chip mint. The chocolate Kershaw. It says Kershaw chocolate leek mint. They need to make up their minds. It's $2.48 on House of Knives. Thank you for showing that to me, Blue.
Y'all are a bunch of enablers, I tell you.
And it's in MagnaCut.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep. And Fook, yeah, I'm not sure if there's gonna be a MagnaCut too much longer. I don't know what actually happened. I think we crossed the date where the end was nigh for Crucible. I haven't heard anything.
Yes, Jim.
Haven't heard anything new on that. It's actually the Rat 1.5 that's in MagnaCut. It's sized right between the Rat 1 and the Rat 2. Okay.
Blue. You said it was grilled and couldn't find it. I find things. LOL. Yeah. Giving attention to the Nightbot. I see how it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I did find old one, the gold leak. And so yeah.
You're slowly but surely gathering your minions.
Yes. I don't mind.
Now we need to look for a copper one.
But I got really a good deal on the rainbow leak. I truly did. So
awesome.
I'm thankful for that. Oh, and he found another one. Oh, let me see how much in. Oh, I don't see it in U.S. dollars, Blue.
Yeah, I think that site's a European site.
I was like, if it was 169, I'd be like, mine.
And Knives and Gear Insight says, I've seen that leak on White Mountain Knives before. Not sure if they still have it.
Let's see. All right. Jim said that's about 176 U.S. dollars.
That's not bad.
Yep.
Plus whatever international shipping is.
Yeah.
Yep, Jim. Yeah, it would probably be something crazy.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that right now. Lady HQ has a blue gradient one in MagnaCut. Yeah, that one's nice. I probably won't be too picky about the one that I get in MagnaCut. Let's see. I have to go and check that out.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings on MagnaCut. I think it's a good steal and I think it's worth the money. I don't know that it's worth the hype that it's been getting. It's hard for me to get on the MagnaCut bandwagon.
Yeah, before too long, there's going to be a new, latest still out and whatnot. But
Yep.
and
Yeah,
I
it
agree,
seems.
it's a good one, but there's also some that I would actually prefer over it. So,
Yep.
right, Jim?
Yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
I think a lot of it's kind of the flavor of the week, and I think Magna Cut, transcended that. Uh, but I mean, I see it as a well-rounded steel, which means it's compromised in some areas to make it, a good overall steel. And I think I'd rather have a knife made out of a steel that excels at what I want that knife to do, and get a knife in a different steel if you want it to excel in a different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it as far as the overall appeal for people wanting a well-rounded knife. But
But all right, I think we're gonna end up calling it a night. We're already 3 hours in. I know there's other lives going and whatnot. Help with Gadgets is currently um, having his live. So if you guys want to head over there to support him after we're done.
yep. And I need some dinner. I'm starving.
I may or
And
may not get ice cream.
thank you for not torturing me with food conversation this time. I'm like I wasn't salivating through the live.
All right, very true, Lance. Yep.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. But we will see you all Thursday. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we're looking forward to Thursday with y'all. And we'll see you in the other streams between now and then. If you see us, don't hesitate to say hi. We'll do the same with you.
Yep. You all have a good night, and we'll see you Thursday night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks for joining
night.
us.